Ashes of Creation is one of the most ambitious MMOs ever made. A world that reacts to our actions, changes over time, and rewards those who truly understand its deeper mechanics. But if you want to stand out, dominate PvP, progress faster, and enjoy everything the game has to offer, you need to go beyond the basics. Today, I'm going to show you 7 advanced tips that every Ashes of Creation player needs to know. Details that can make all the difference between being just another adventurer or becoming a true legend in Vera. I'm Matthew, and the video starts right now. This kind of tip is gold, especially for those who want to get a head start on farming and leveling up fast. The whole 2000 plus hit infinite combo thing is simply insane. You know that feeling of breaking the system, of finding a loophole that gets you literally flying through XP? That's it. But the trick is only worth it if you know where and when to apply it. The mechanic requires absurd control over timing and positioning. It's the kind of thing that separates those who just play from those who dominate the game. Now, about glint. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking it's just a common currency, but it is the heart of the game's economy. In the early levels, it's tempting to go around selling everything to get some new gear, but that is the classic mistake. If you save that extra glint and invest it later in caravans, when your node hits level 3 or higher, the return is gigantic. And that's no exaggeration. Caravans can turn an average player into a true resource tycoon. What grabs my attention most about this is how Ashes of Creation rewards planning. It's an MMO that doesn't hand you everything on a silver platter. If you think a few steps ahead, the game genuinely rewards you. And here, glint works almost like that investment you make at the start and only reap the rewards from much later, when everyone else is still struggling to understand trade routes. Another essential detail is the Tier 2 components, which increase the number of loot slots. This seems small, but in practice, it completely changes the profit scale of caravans. A simple upgrade can double the return on your routes. And yes, carrying green cargo might seem simple, but its resale value and efficiency in caravans make this choice much smarter than trying to chase after gold loot right off the bat. This tip is basically the smart early game package. Infinite combo to level up fast, and strategic patience with glint to dominate the economy in the endgame. It's the kind of strategy that builds empires inside Ashes of Creation. And honestly, there are few pleasures better than seeing your economic planning bearing fruit while the rest of the server is still trying to figure out how you got so far. Being a citizen in Ashes of Creation is the kind of decision that seems small at first, but completely changes the course of your progression in the long run. When you hit level 10, a lot of people are still focused on grinding XP and upgrading gear. But if you take that strategic step and secure your citizenship in a promising node, you start playing a different game, one of influence, local power, and privileged access. It's a feeling of literally being part of building a digital empire. The immediate benefits already make the decision worthwhile. Having reduced taxes for crafting and vendors means saving gold on every transaction, and this cumulative discount makes a huge difference over time. Plus, having access to exclusive NPCs can unlock missions and recipes that only citizens can get. It's that type of invisible advantage that looks minimal to outsiders, but those on the inside feel the impact in every detail of their gameplay routine. But what excites me the most is the political aspect of the business. Being a citizen gives you the right to vote, and this transforms the whole node system into something living. You start to notice that your decisions and alliances matter. Participating in this political ecosystem brings an immersion that few MMOs manage to replicate. You aren't just killing monsters, you are influencing the direction of an entire city, choosing leaders, and shaping the local market alongside other players. Now, the real secret here is choosing the right node. Joining a node on the rise, those that are growing fast, with good traffic and constant activity, is basically investing in land before the city explodes in value. The first citizens pay fewer taxes, have priority on housing, and are well positioned when the node advances in level. It's the kind of play that requires intuition and patience, but pays enormous dividends later on. For me, being a citizen early is a statement. You aren't just playing, you are building. It's betting your time and effort on something you will see flourish with the server's progress. When the node hits the next tier and you realize you were part of that evolution, saving money, influencing, and reaping the profits, that is when Ashes of Creation shows its true potential. An MMO where power doesn't come just from the sword, but from smart decisions. A lot of people in Ashes of Creation look at taxes as a necessary evil, that annoying weight that takes a chunk of your profit. But in reality, understanding and using the tax system to your favor is a powerful secret to accelerating your node's growth, and consequently, your own progress within it. It's like participating in a collective investment, where every contribution comes back to you multiplied in the form of benefits, buffs, and opportunities. The point is, without taxes, the node simply doesn't develop. It seems like an administrative detail, but this system is what keeps the ecosystem alive. All the gold collected goes straight to the upgrade fund. This means new structures, better NPCs, events, and even stronger defenses against invasions. So, when you pay tax, you aren't just losing money, you are literally funding the growth of your power base. One of the most interesting parts is being able to donate via requisition agents, who function as NPCs in charge of collecting resources and gold. You can hand over 1 to 10 different types of resources, which opens up room for flexibility. You can help the node even if you aren't rich. Every contribution accelerates collective progress, and that feeling that you are part of something bigger is what differentiates Ashes from other MMOs. Furthermore, there are the mayoral commission boards, which only come into play when the mayor activates them. These commissions work like public missions, and completing them gives temporary buffs to the node, plus extra XP and node currency. In other words, you help the community and improve your own rewards. It's the type of system that rewards the engaged player, the one who doesn't just think about themselves, but about elevating the whole environment around them. Personally, this is one of the aspects that fascinate me most in Ashes of Creation. The game treats collaboration as real power. Paying taxes, something that would normally just be an annoyance, here transforms into a strategic tool. Every investment you make, every donation to the node, every commission completed, all of this builds the world around you. And when the node grows, you feel that you were part of it. Because deep down, that is the spirit of Ashes, growing together. One of the most underestimated systems in the game is the commission boards. Many people see these boards and think they are just more generic missions to fill space, but actually, mastering each type is one of the most efficient ways to optimize your XP and glint gain while contributing to the node's advancement. It's that type of mechanic that rewards those who pay attention to details and know how to fit the right activities into the right time. Starting with adventure commissions, they are the most chill. They generally involve exploration and easy mobs, perfect to do in parallel with your daily farm. The secret here is efficiency, transforming what would be a monotonous grind into something that gives you bonus XP and extra glint without effort. It's a smart play for those who like to maintain a constant flow of progression. Artisan commissions, on the other hand, are pure gold for those investing in professions. They revolve around gathering and production, offering direct XP in artisanal skills and a good gain of glint. It's the type of mission that turns the manual labor of gathering into a dual source of progress. You improve your profession and reinforce the economy. Ideal for those thinking long-term and wanting a crafting empire. When it comes to hunting commissions, the tone changes. Here, the challenge grows. The targets are named mobs, stronger, and almost always require you to go with a party. In compensation, the rewards are much better, both in XP and glint. It's in this type of mission that group work really shines. Coordination, synergy, and the right build make all the difference to get the most out of them. And finally, mayoral commissions are the top of the food chain. They have a time limit, require total focus, and give massive XP, generous glint, and even buff the entire node. Participating in these missions is practically a political act inside the game. You help everyone, strengthen your reputation, and turbocharge your personal progression. Mastering the 4 types of commission boards is mastering the rhythm of the game. You evolve, get rich, and leave your mark on the world. Raids on the black market are, without exaggeration, one of the most exciting and risky aspects of the game. It's that type of activity that makes you feel like you're stealing fire from the gods. Dangerous, tense, and extremely rewarding. The black market has items that can completely change your game, and the best part, or worst, depending on how you look at it, is that nothing guarantees they will be available forever. So, whoever understands the value of this acts fast. One of the most valuable items is the crowbar, used to open caravans. It seems simple, but think of the utility. Intercepting trade routes, stealing resources, flipping the economic game of an entire node. This type of tool transforms a common player into a true agent of chaos, or a merchant who knows how to protect their own interests. In Ashes, power is control over routes, and the crowbar is your key to unlocking, literally, new opportunities. Another indispensable item is the Caravan Request Beacon, which allows you to summon caravans. This is an absolute game changer, both for those who want to profit from transport and for those who need to move large amounts of resources safely. Having the freedom to call a caravan whenever you want is mastering one of the most important veins of the game, commerce in motion. In the world of Ashes, mobility and timing are worth more than any legendary weapon. Speaking of mobility, the mount with 165% speed is a luxury that becomes a necessity if you want to survive in PvP. And the best part? It comes without needing prior training. This automatically puts you at an advantage against players who are still stuck with slow mounts. It's the type of investment you feel on the battlefield, the difference between escaping an ambush or becoming loot on the ground. And to close, the scroll recipes. Many people ignore this detail, but these scrolls can transform into powerful trump cards both in PvP and the economy. They are tactical tools and rare merchandise at the same time. The most important detail here is the time factor. All these items might disappear in future phases. If you want to guarantee a serious edge in combat, commerce, or politics, now is the time to invest and stock up. In Ashes of Creation, the black market waits for no one. One of the things that differentiates an average player from a veteran in Ashes of Creation is mastering gear set bonuses and archetype buffs within a party. It's that type of detail that looks too technical at first glance, but when you understand how these synergies work, you realize you are literally multiplying your group's power. It's not just about having good equipment, it's about making every piece and every class work in harmony. The gear sets are divided into very specific categories. Set A covers armor, light, medium, and heavy, each with its profile and applicability for certain combat styles. Set B focuses on extra stats, which can give you that push in fundamental attributes like stamina, crit, or resistance. And Set C encompasses jewelry, generally the most underestimated link, but also the one that most multiplies passive effects and synergies between builds. And the higher the rarity of the set, the more these bonuses scale. But the real secret lies in the archetype buffs. Each class has its unique role, and activating the right buffs at the right moment completely changes the rhythm of the fight. The cleric, for example, guarantees mana regeneration, crucial for long fights. The mage can apply status procs, creating windows for massive damage. And the bard? He is the conductor of it all, stacking buffs that make the whole group shine. Knowing how to combine these abilities is the same as writing a symphony of statistics. What makes this mechanic so powerful is the rotation of buffs among party members. When the group coordinates its activations, alternating effects and keeping bonuses always active, the final stat gain borders on the absurd. From a simple punctual increase, you start operating with permanent boosts, transforming difficult battles into controlled victories. It is the difference between reacting and commanding the battlefield. For me, mastering this combination is what defines the true spirit of Ashes of Creation: strategic cooperation and extreme customization. You aren't just an isolated character, you are part of a collective organism that, when well synchronized, becomes an unstoppable force. Investing time in coordinating sets, varying compositions, And improving archetype buffs is the kind of detail that separates legends from common players. One of the smartest and most balanced mechanics in the game is found in the professions and specialization system. The game doesn't want you to be a jack of all trades. It wants you to find your role in the living economy of the world. And that is exactly what makes professional progression so rewarding. By choosing whether you will focus on gathering, processing, or crafting, you define your identity within the server. And let's be honest, nothing is more satisfying than being recognized as the best at something specific. The big catch is understanding that you can't master everything. Trying to embrace various professions at once ends up leaving you average in all of them. The ideal approach is to focus on one or two lines and explore all the depths they offer. This forced limitation is what creates interdependency among players. You need others to fill your gaps, and this makes the game's economy spin organically. A detail that many people ignore is the use of rations and satchels bought from NPCs. These items aren't just convenience, they are a real upgrade. Rations increase your HP regen during rest, the famous resting bonus, while satchels expand your inventory. It might seem small, but when you are farming resources for hours, having more space and regenerating faster is the type of improvement that completely changes your efficiency. Now, if you really want to evolve your professions, you need to seek out specific upgrade quests. They unlock new levels of efficiency, better recipes, and exclusive opportunities. And you can't forget the node vendors. These merchants are hidden treasures. It is through them that you get green weapons, fundamental for leveling up more smoothly, and enchanting recipes, which put you a step ahead in the enhanced gear market. Deep down, specializing in Ashes of Creation is a mix of strategy and style. You are building a role within a living ecosystem, where every profession has a tangible impact. Dedicating yourself truly to an area transforms the grind into purpose, and that is what makes the game's profession system so passionate. When you realize that your craft or gathering helps the node, the clan, and even the server to grow, you understand that this progression is much more personal than it seems.